Hello, everyone. Welcome to the College Humor Podcast. I am the host for today. I'm Jess. Thank you so much for being here. If you're listening anywhere where you can get podcasts, if you're on CH2, and of course, our favorite way for you guys to listen and be a part of this is on Dropout. If you subscribe to Dropout, not only do you get to be the first to hear all of our podcasts, you can also chat with us in our Discord where we get to have questions from you. We're going to have a question portion at the end of this podcast, answering some of the fans' questions. And we also just get to hang out with you guys. There's a lot of awesome fan art for the different podcasts that we have.
Dried rice stuck to my jeans.
Okay, well, there we go. There we go. Anyone else? Well, it sounds like you need attention right now. So do you want to say your name and then we'll go down the line?
Yes, my name is Grant O'Brien. I generally have dried food stuck to myself at some juncture, and at one of my myriad, all my 5,000 parts. So I'm Grant O'Brien. Thank you so much for joining us today.
TJ Gonzalez, the in-house visual effects supervisor and artist here, and Grant has been talking about the food on his pants for like 10-15 minutes beforehand.
We had Indian food for lunch, and so it's everywhere.
I'm Lauren Davis. I also had the Indian food earlier, and I'm the supervising producer here.
And it also, did it not get on your pants?
It did. It did get on my pants.
This was some of the slipperiest Indian food out there. It got all over all of our pants. I actually managed to make it out okay. TJ?
I was in a meeting beforehand, but no pants involved.
Oh, no pants in the meeting.
Oh, no food spillage on the pants.
Ooh, you VFX guys get wild.
Yeah, they put on the pants afterwards.
I'm usually not wearing pants. It's all rotoed in later. This is for the fans at home. I'm completely nude.
I'm psyched to have the two of you guys on here because we don't usually get so much perspective from so many different departments all together on this podcast. This is cool.
Yeah. Can we hear a little bit just about the jobs that you do here maybe before we even get into some other stuff?
Totally. Do you want it or me?
Sure, I'll take it. I am on the production management team. I wear a lot of different hats and basically work with everybody else here to make sure the wheels keep turning. And it's like big picture and small picture at the same time. It's a lot of answering questions, and it's also just a lot of making sure consistent things happen, hopefully on time.
It can be a very thankless job, and Lauren is very, very good at it, and nothing that we do happens without Lauren.
And a lot of other people.
And just specifically Lauren. The lights are on because of her.
Lauren and I were on a job that none of you will ever see at a production that was filming out of town. We were in Philadelphia, and I was, that's right, we were in Philly. And I was going to a party separate from the production, and I was taking a lift there, and the lift got in an accident, and the only thing I could do was just text Lauren and say like, so I don't know what to do from here. Lauren, can you help? And Lauren did.
It's great. You didn't have a concussion, so we were able to move forward.
Yeah, it's really.
If you were concussed, we would have to wipe our hands of you, leave you in Philadelphia, and act like you never happened.
Like so many NFL players before me.
Damn.
Is that so? Now, when they said don't slander anyone, did they include the NFL in that, or is that the kind of thing that I should do more of? I'm looking at all the producers in the room, and they're saying do more. Good. All right. Sure.
The NFL hasn't gone through anything in the past couple of years. They're fine.
They're not going to sue us.
Their numbers are through the roof. TJ, what do you do for us?
I'm the visual effects supervisor more recently. I do all of the in-house visual effects for all of the sketches, and most of the Dropout shows, with the exception of a few, are scheduled, and how much content we put out doesn't let me do everything. So I guess when Troopers comes out, you'll see lots of my work there. And then, I touch all sorts of things. Anytime there's a screen on phone, it's probably me, unless I was too busy and we had to provide assets in advance. It's a lot of fun computer stuff that I lock myself into my cave of an office and do a lot for long hours.
It's the most awesome, impressive stuff when we get to have that in our sketches. Because typically if you write it for stage or you just write it thinking like, oh, and then this will happen, who even knows how that'll happen? And then the next thing you know, it's actually in a sketch happening.
Yes, totally. I'm very glad that Zach Oyama is not here to write insane visual effects sketches for me anymore.
We're all glad Zach Oyama's not here.
Yeah, we're all glad.
These are those first and last names we're supposed to mention on the podcast?
Yeah, Zach Oyama.
Everyone's allowed to shit on him.
Zach
That's
Oyama
fine.
can eat my ass. Who gives a fuck? This is good, right? All the producers, they say good, do more. All right.
TJ, didn't
Cool.
you have
Yeah.
a story to share with us as well?
Yeah, we're actually like just ramping up and making kind of like our biggest show yet. So coming to Dropout later this year. Can't give any specifics, but Jess actually co-wrote it with Katie.
Those are some
props.
specifics. You gave a little.
That's as far as I'll go.
Little
but,
tiny ones.
we've been on set shooting out. We're like 3/4 of the way done. The sets that we're filming on are awesome. They totally like high budget movie quality sets. All the props. We got stunts. There's a motorcycle. Let me know if I'm going too specific here.
All right, we'll tell them. Katie befriends a motorcycle. They go on adventures together.
But
It's called Hot Roddin'.
No affiliation to Hot Rod.
No affiliate, yeah. It was
Sorry.
actually Hot Rod, and then we had to change it.
But everything, like the footage looks so cinematic. It's insane. It's probably the coolest stuff we've actually shot ever.
I can't wait to see it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, we're excited to share that with you guys. And it's so crazy. You hear like, you know, celebrities when they're on sets and stuff go like, oh, this is difficult and long days. I see Katie's schedule every day. She has to be there for just her entire life is waking up, going there, having to know all the new lines that day. Like when you are starring in something and you're the head, like it's a ton of work. I don't think people always realize, or I didn't even always realize, and I do this shit.
Katie's schedule for the next 3 days is 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Like just every day,
Are you
just to
there
shoot
those
overnight.
days?
I'm there some of those days.
We're
I'm
there
there,
too, yeah.
I'm there those days too.
Attaboy.
Good. We'll go to Bellyache together at 3 in the morning.
And Lauren, you'll just be asleep in your bed, I assume?
I sure hope so.
That sounds great. That sounds so nice.
Lauren has a wonderful dog named Pam who's always in our office, and Pam is just the coolest. If you want to speak to Pam at all.
I love her. She is, in fact, a dog. Very sweet, very kind. She's an old lady. She's like 12 years old now. It's very weird when your dog starts really aging in a visible way because they look the same all the time. They're just like a happy dog. Their colors are the same. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, your face is different now. I like, oh, you're feeling time passing the same way I am. Like, this is so weird.
Even faster, because
Yeah.
their little lives are so much shorter.
Sure.
Why? Why, God?
What kind of just God would allow this?
Can I slander God right now?
Yeah, God's bullshit.
Damn you,
Just no
God.
last name. No last names.
No last name. Pam's so cool. She'll just walk into the office and she knows everybody loves her. So she just kind of like walks over and she's like, it's time to give me my pets. And then everyone gives it to her because you got it. And then she just kind of like, all right, bye. And just goes into her office.
yeah.
Allie and I have decided that Pam is an ally, that Pam is an LGBT ally, and we're very happy to have Pam. That happened. Allie and I sit next to each other, and Pam comes up, and we're loving on Pam as one must, and we noticed Pam has a rainbow collar.
It is, in fact, she is an ally. That collar, so Pam's other mom worked at a big pet company, basically. And so a line of collars they had were flags, and so she got a free rainbow flag collar. So it was the pride flag.
That's great. We should slander the company.
All right. Speaking of slandering companies, do y'all want to play a game?
Let's do it.
Ooh. Is
Let's do
the
it.
job name your least favorite brands?
Well, it does involve 1-star reviews. The game is called 1-Star Review.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I'm going to pull out a 1-star review from this bag. I'm going to read it to the three of you. You have to tell me the location where it is.
It's a
I have-
location?
Yeah, that's what I've been told. You have to tell me the location where you think it's at. The answer is on it. Okay, it is a location. Is everyone ready?
I'm in.
Yeah,
I get it.
Wonderful. 1 star. Here we go. I went there and got drunk on wine. Then they rudely told me to leave because it wasn't safe. I don't understand why, but went the next day and they let me on. I was perfectly fine the next day and day before, I think. Okay, bye.
They let you on?
So they
it a
let them
boat?
on. Yeah.
It has
ooh, a boat.
one
sort?
thumbs up as well, if that helps anyone.
So an
the thumbs
unsafe
up is
boat.
part of being let back on, or
Well, in your Yelp review, one other Yelper saw this and thought,
this is helpful.
this helped me out.
Okay, so that's so what
So
this
it is
person said is
helpful.
correct.
Yeah.
So it's a boat that that someone said was unsafe. Is it the Santa Maria?
I'm guessing it doesn't
Is
serve
that your guess?
alcohol. Is my guess. I'm
That's
guessing
right.
the
Yeah.
wine was
Yeah.
brought
This person's
on.
not supposed to be drinking wine there.
Could it be like a whale watching tour? No. They serve alcohol on those.
You gotta get fucking trashed if
Now
you're
you
watching
sound
whales,
sure.
man.
Did you take a drunken whale watching tour?
I had a roommate that was terrified, but just in awe of whales. Just,
Whoa.
they're such beautiful creatures, and so we were going to go on a whale watching tour. So I put a lot of planning into one that ultimately we forgot we were supposed to be at and never used the tickets for.
What?
Being terrified of whales is a really like what?
Because
Is
they're
one
such
going to get
beautiful,
you?
majestic creatures. Like the fact
I've
that
never
they can
seen
exist
one. I would be
and
scared.
see parts of
They're
the
quite
world that
large.
no one else can.
Yeah.
Like think about it. Like the ocean, it's so big,
And they're the kings
whales
of it.
What
are
secrets
so
do they know
small
down there?
compared to it?
Yeah, they know about.
They know what's down there.
Yeah, they've seen the bottom, baby.
But I don't think this is a boat.
You don't think it's a boat? Oh, that's right. Didn't we
Okay.
establish? Sure.
Or maybe it's broadly just Wales, the country. But I'm going to think that it's a Hollywood tour bus.
Okay.
Interesting.
Whaleboat, Hollywood tour bus, the Santa Maria.
Christopher Columbus's Santa Maria.
Okay, you're all wrong. I was nervous that I said boat when everyone went on this boat thing. I was like, shit. It was the Eiffel Tower.
The Eiffel Tower.
Okay, that's what they got on.
Now, what could make the Eiffel Tower unsafe, I wonder?
What?
In the review, they said they made me leave because they said it was unsafe.
To be drunk on the Eiffel Tower?
It's pretty.
You would
tall.
fall over.
No, not me. I'm sure of foot.
Well, you're as
Totally
tall as it.
non-clumsy, tall person.
I can hang. I
You
can
got
listen.
it.
The thing about the clumsiness, it's all for show. I'm a trained ballet dancer. Look, you guys want to peek behind the curtain? I glide through the office like a goddamn bird. It's wonderful watching me.
It's wonderful watching me from my point of view.
Has
Yeah.
anyone been to the Eiffel Tower?
I was going to ask that.
No.
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 Lisa has.
Never.
Anybody over here? Does it feel unsafe?
Not at all.
So I could drink a couple and just kind of chill?
They have a restaurant up there.
Damn, it sounds like the guy
Apparently
who
there's a
works there
restaurant you
is
can
a tight ass.
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
Lisa's all of our boss and is in the room watching right now.
She says that
What's
it
up?
is safe and there's a restaurant. She's not mic'd.
She says everyone go and get drunk on the Eiffel Tower. Oh, wait,
Okay.
I didn't say.
Okay, I've got it covered. You can look here.
Okay.
So this is a 1-star review. Good luck to all of you. I rate it 1 star because it smells like the McDonald's Playhouse.
That's
The
such
Burger
a
King
distinct
Playhouse.
So a
smell.
clue that it's not the McDonald's Playhouse.
It's not a McDonald's Playhouse.
Is that it?
That's the whole review. So what in your mind smells the most like a McDonald's Playhouse?
But it shouldn't.
Or shouldn't?
That's true. I guess I suppose a McDonald's Playhouse smells most like, or a Discovery Zone.
What does a McDonald's Playhouse smell like? I just think
Plastic
French
and
fries.
Baby
Oh
poop
yeah,
and
those
flies.
little bunch of
There's
little kid
always
farts
poop
in
in the
there.
slide.
My cousin peed in one once, and then it went down the slide, and we all had to evacuate the playpen. I felt like I almost drowned in the ball pit once too. but that's
Drowned? I bet you. I bet you.
Spent a
didn't.
lot of time in the
I felt
McDonald's
like I was
place.
stuck. Well, the McDonald's was near the Walmart, so we'd go to the Walmart, and then we would eat McDonald's because we were,
Well, you were at the Walmart.
we were at the Walmart, so you got to go to McDonald's.
Tell me again, what country did you grow up in?
In Jersey, baby. We had one of the biggest, best Walmarts there ever was.
That's a good promo for Jersey.
Go to Jersey, we got a big ass Walmart.
I'm worried it's a hospital. I'm worried that it's a
yeah.
hospital because they can have that sort of disinfectant smell, but maybe it wasn't clean enough.
I could see that.
So we've got one guess, a hospital.
I hope not.
I'm going to say some type of hotel, but like the Ritz-Carlton.
Okay. Now, have you ever stayed in a Ritz-Carlton?
No.
No.
Didn't you hear my McDonald's Walmart story?
They went to there from the Ritz-Carlton in Jersey.
Yeah, anytime you're at the Ritz-Carlton, then you go to the Walmart, then you go to the McDonald's.
A friend of mine used to throw great birthday parties. One year we went to, I guess it wasn't the Ritz-Carlton, it was the Waldorf Astoria.
What?
And we crashed like somebody's like reception. Like you had to show up dressed really well, and then like the whole party just crashed a bunch of other parties.
Is this just the
Like
plot
27.
Of
Oh, I thought you were like a little dapper boy. I thought you were like,
I was, but that's unrelated to this story.
Birthday party. I thought this was a child's party.
You've stopped throwing birthday parties?
It's an adult.
Yeah, kind of.
Me too.
Yeah. People who throw really elaborate birthdays past like 23 or something seems a little odd.
My mom made me stop throwing birthday parties for myself when I was 8. She said I was too old. She said it's selfish to ask a bunch of people to come over and give you presents.
And then she took a long drag of her cigarette and burned it out on my face.
Then she, made me live with the penguins, and I became a Batman villain. Anyway,
I'm going to say I like the hotel one. That's a really good one.
Oh, sorry, it's taken.
And I was going to say a vet, but a hospital's almost the same thing.
I
Just
think
for
they're
people.
different.
what about a hotel for vets? It's like a hotel for dogs, but
yeah,
not
it's a sequel.
but actually just for people.
I'm going to go for a candle store.
Okay.
Just broadly, all candle stores. Imagine
Definitely
a candle
should not
store.
have
If candle
smelled.
stores smell like that, would be bad.
Well, you're all wrong. It's the Sydney Opera House.
Oh.
Gets 1 star because
I
it
think
smells
I'm gonna
like
guess better
McDonald's
next
Playhouse.
time. I'm seeing a trend.
Oh, yeah, like big places.
Landmarks,
That
kind
was the
of.
word I was looking for.
that
And
makes
now,
more sense.
in this guy's defense, they were at that production of Tosca when Tosca was eating a Big Mac and enjoying
Changing
themselves.
diapers.
Yeah,
I've never been to the Sydney Opera House. Does it smell?
I've never been to Australia.
I've never been to Australia either.
I'd love to go. Everyone there's so hot.
I assumed it would smell more like suntan lotion and like.
Yeah, right? Like something that,
I would
Pure
think
joy.
fish. Because it's right on the water.
Yeah, okay, I could see that.
Yeah.
I went to
Salty.
Venice. That place fucking stinks. It was gorgeous. Every corner is like a postcard, but boy, I went in the summer too, so it was cooking up. A stinky town.
Sure. Full of Italians. Ugh.
Hey, mamma mia.
You guys ready for a little action?
I'm
Let's do it. Let's see.
ready.
Give it to me.
Right.
1 star, 6 months ago. I'll give you a little
Okay.
hint. So it's open 6 months ago. Found a hair in my food, rang up to get a refund as I didn't want any more food due to finding a hair, and had them arguing with me over the phone. They have got no manners, and their customer service is shocking. 1 star.
Can I
And
make
1 thumbs up.
Here's the thing, because hair and food. I'm not psyched if it's there, but I'm not going to send it back. Like everyone,
I feel forgiving.
Everyone
yeah.
can calm down a little bit. Like what's on the hair that's not just in the air already? Like what are you so worried about?
Would you rather find a fingernail?
Oh,
No.
no. If I found a fingernail, there would be a problem.
A fingernail would be bad because that
That
means
is
someone's
nasty.
trimmed their fingernails in there.
It's also like the beginning of like a David Lynch move. Like, am I like going on some kind of quest? I guess it's just the nail. How much of the nail am I finding?
Just a clipping.
What if there's 2 nails in your food? If there's 2, would you start an adventure to find whose nails they were?
Yeah, or to find more nails.
I'd just write a Yelp review.
1 star. I had a friend who at a Mexican restaurant found a Band-Aid in his food. He was
Well-
it wasn't a friend, it was my sister's boyfriend. But he found a Band-Aid.
You don't like your
in his
sister's
food.
boyfriend? You're not friends?
No, they're not dead anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Hell yeah.
But
Oh,
they found
hell
they found a
yeah.
Band-Aid in his Mexican food, and then they came back, and the management tried to lie, and they were like, "Oh no, it was like a tamale casing." And my sister is rather outspoken, so she forcibly went into the kitchen and dug through and was like, "Here's the Band-Aid. Like you guys don't even serve tamales." And then they got that Band-Aid tested, and they found poop particles on it.
Oh, my
And then, it turned into
God.
this whole thing where this poor guy had to go and get like tested for E. coli because this was like 4 or 5 years ago during an E. coli thing. And then it turned into this whole thing, and they wanted to give him free food for like life. And then obviously they don't want to go there anymore to eat shitty Mexican food.
There's poop on everything. Like the world is just vaguely covered in
Yeah, I guess we all guessed that restaurant.
Time out. It's not specifically like a restaurant. I'll give you that clue. I don't want to throw it over too much. I don't want you guys to just think restaurants.
Okay, but they do
Gotcha.
have food.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, any major food any attraction.
I can also sympathize with maybe a Band-Aid because chefs cut themselves a lot and maybe it just fell.
Yeah,
Everyone's
totally.
doing the best they can. No one, I think, intentionally put it. Okay, so
Don't
if
cook with
it's-
Band-Aids. Wear gloves.
That's going to make me think that it's like a movie theater or something. I got the vibe where it was somewhere where you wouldn't even expect, like, that I would expect a hair and maybe not mine, but this person doesn't like that. Is the vibe
pretty
that I
good
get.
guess.
So I'm going to say a movie. The Sydney Opera House's movie theater.
The theater in the theater.
The theater in the theater.
yeah, someplace non-traditional that serves food. There's an incredible restaurant at the Museum of Modern Art called the Modern. I just want everyone to know how cultured I
They
am.
have the best hair in their food.
They have
Ooh.
an incredible wine program and amazing hairy food.
Program? Stop.
That's right. I'm an asshole. Don't ever get to know me. So I guess my guess is going to be the Museum of Modern Art.
I like
good
it.
guess.
I like it. I'm gonna say the gift shop / restaurant, presumably at the park station at the
Specific.
Grand Canyon.
I like that.
Whoa.
There's a hair in my food at the Grand Canyon. It was very funny to
and
me.
I called and they did nothing.
And it was a moose hair.
It was pink hair.
Talk to that moose.
That
Found
was
out it has
actually
E.
probably
coli.
the closest. Actually, it was Niagara Falls.
Wow! Hey!
So
You win.
geographically, only about 2,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Niagara Falls is such a funny place to me because it's. I mean, I'd love to go and it's supposed to be beautiful. But we were reading the article last week about what a popular honeymoon destination it was, like in the 50s, and so they have all these like 1950 style romantic hotels with heart-shaped beds and jacuzzi rooms and stuff.
Well, that one was in the Poconos.
That's right,
And
that's right.
people were sharing around the office, like, isn't this place crazy? And I was like, yeah, my ex took me there. And the place has a giant glass champagne thing, like truly giant, like almost up to the ceiling, that you and your lover can sit in and have someone come to your private suite and take a picture of you sitting in like a bubble bath in this. I loved it there. They had a really good salmon at their buffet.
I'm so into shit like that. I'm so into
I loved it.
50s kitsch,
Yeah.
Americana travel
It
style
was
things.
us and like older couples in their 50s and me and this guy when I was like in my younger 20s. Yeah, it was a blast.
I'm scared of those places. Since that movie, The Bride of Chucky, they're in one of those kitschy rooms on a big heart-shaped bed, and they die from all the glass fine on top of them. That I just feel like big, ornate, giant glass
There
areas.
was when you first walked in, like the floor, and then there was a hole in the floor that was a window, and you looked down, and there was like our own little private pool there. And then you walked down steps, and it was the heart-shaped tub in our bed that had some mirrors around it. And then you like go down another thing of steps, and then that's how you got to the pool.
That's incredible.
And it was all carpeted, like a very wet carpeted place. I mean, it was bizarre. There was a nice lake to walk around.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
Did your room smell like pool? That's like my favorite. I love that smell of like swimming pool.
Ew,
No,
chlorine?
I'm with you. I was on the swim team for a while. I'm delving into it, and I like that smell on people, and that's as far as we need to get. I don't know.
That story has so much exposition being left out of it.
I can go ahead and pull
Sure, yeah.
this.
What
I think
about
it's
the other
best
one-star
if we
reviews?
just-
Another card.
Sure. We don't need to tell you about the showers. Go ahead, Lauren. What do we got?
All right, 9 months ago,
Yeah.
Okay.
1 star.
All right.
That's it?
Then
You said 9 months, and I thought of some type of like gynecological place that maybe just this pregnant woman wasn't super into. So I'm just gonna go with my gut there.
no. I was hoping for a gut joke about pregnancy and nothing. I'm drawing a blank. So what do we got over here? How you guys doing? You guys doing okay? I'm just sitting in it. I'm just sitting in it, dying.
You want to make a guess?
Yeah, I think I do.
It's an easy exit.
I'm going to go ahead and say,
I'm going to do music for people who might just be listening while you're thinking.
sure, please.
One thumbs up, so someone found this review helpful, but only one person found this review helpful.
How is that a helpful review?
So let's see. It's something really shitty. Well, let me think of my least favorite brands, and I'll say one of them. I think that this is a 1-star review of the Lincoln Memorial.
Oh, that's a good
That
one.
all cracked
That's the
up to
pointy
be.
one, right? No, it's the
that's
one
the
with
Washington
Lincoln.
Monument.
Never mind.
He's
on
sitting
the
in there.
Lincoln has Lincoln.
Fair enough.
Lincoln was his narcissist, and so he had to have that in there.
I'll steal your guess. I'm going to go with Grand Canyon. I feel like that's something that expectations would be high, and you'd be like, eh.
Whoa. No one would say that about the Grand Canyon.
It's not that grand.
It was breathtaking. You never went, if that's what you're saying.
I've never been.
It's-
I've never
I've been
been.
as well. It's very beautiful.
I've never been. Okay, I should go.
All right, it's the Amazon rainforest.
Oh, Grand Canyon's the closest.
Cool.
Right?
I'll take the
I
point.
would say so.
Points matter in
Okay.
this game.
Of the entire rainforest, of the whole place.
Maybe they went to a shitty part. I don't know.
Honestly, anyone who goes to the Amazon rainforest and uses Yelp, you're a bad person.
I agree with that.
Do any of you Yelp? Do any of you leave Yelp reviews?
Every once in a while, I'm driven to and I write it out, and then it's like, create an account. And I'm like, oh, I'm not that mad. I just leave it.
I got the app on my phone to get something for free at some sort of a festival or event, and now every once in a while Yelp will be like, "Hey, I see you're at this restaurant. You know they offer great margaritas." And
Consume. Fuck you,
Yelp is great for that. I have a friend whose boyfriend, he gives these super pretentious, scathing reviews that he'll go off on this restaurant about one of his sides being wrong or it not being very good. That he'll review it like a film critic because he is a filmmaker. Sorry, I won't mention his name.
Damn.
But he gives these super scathing things. It's like, you don't know shit about food. Or you don't know shit about anything.
Yeah.
He'll just go off on them.
I won't disparage the company at all because I've been asked not to. But I'll say this. Anyone who uses Yelp is a piece of shit and should, quite frankly, has no business being a part of a civilized society.
All right, I'm ready to go. Here we go.
Review
All right.
services, not Yelp specifically.
That's right. It's like a non-specific review service that has a red logo,
Here we go.
a shitty red logo.
Dirty,
Sorry.
dangerous place. If you want to get robbed or murdered, go there. 10 months ago, one person found this helpful.
A shitty, dangerous place. If you want to get robbed or murdered, go there. It sounds like my relatives talking about certain neighborhoods. Let's
Is
see.
it just like Times Square? Is it like
That's a good
an
guess.
iconic location that everyone goes to
Yeah.
and is totally fine and commercialized?
Yeah, it can't be someplace dangerous. Disneyland. I'm saying Disneyland.
Okay.
I'll stick with Times Square. I'll stick with that.
That's a good one. The Roman Colosseum.
Oh. I think TJ's the closest. It's Christ the Redeemer statue in Brazil.
Oh, wow.
I love that statue.
I like that one
That's
too.
a really cool statue.
That's this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good statue. 5 stars.
Oh, let's
Yeah,
see.
to
I'll get
call
you.
the statue that, I know areas in Brazil can be pretty rough, but it's just a statue.
Statue's not going to rob you. The statue can't. Statue doesn't
Unless, of
move.
course, it's like night at the museum. It comes to life at night.
What a lonely night at the museum.
Just one statue has to run down the hill,
jog on
grab
the
one
beach.
dude, and come back up.
Okay, this is a 1-star review from a month ago. Wow.
Ooh, fresh.
Experience is great, but the staff were rude. They want only well-behaved toddlers to be there at blank. Toddler having a meltdown is not allowed. The parents are supposed to pick up the child who's having a bad meltdown no matter what. Fuck this person. Fuck this person. First of all, fuck them for leaving a Yelp review. Second of all,
I thought that was part of the review.
no.
It's a big one. I'm gonna say Chuck E. Cheese.
I would if the last one wasn't so religious, I would think it was like
Oh,
famous
I like
cathedral
that.
or something. Though I guess these seem to consistently buck the expectation.
They're all like international
Yeah.
attractions.
Yeah, they're all places that might have been mentioned in Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah. Maybe it's Notre Dame.
Okay.
Damn.
What's
now I wanna
an
change
international
mine.
hotspot for kids?
Mount Rushmore.
They love it.
He's just crawling up his nose. That's where Richie Rich lived.
I like Disneyland for this one.
Okay, that's a good. That's a
Ooh.
very good guess. All of you are wrong. It's the Space Needle
Oh.
in Seattle, Washington. Which
Man, when they see that pointy thing, kids go crazy.
this though speaks to like don't bring kids anywhere. Don't bring toddlers to things. Like
What are you talking about? Where are they supposed to put their children?
They're not supposed to put them anywhere. They're supposed to. I'm sorry, you have a toddler. You don't get to go do things.
Oh my god.
You don't get to go do things. You have to stay at home or only go to kid places. You had a kid.
That's your punishment.
You know, like, well, yeah, I don't want to have. If I want to go to the Space Needle, I don't want some screaming toddler there. They should be kicked out. I hate
a hot
As
kids.
soon as my kid comes out, I'm taking it to the Space Needle.
Right
You're
away.
like, wrap that thing up to go. We're out of here.
Those were Grant's personal thoughts.
That's right.
They do not reflect
My-
college humor
Yeah.
or
These are not the views of.
College humor is pro-parent. I am not.
1 star, 5 months ago, no likes. A bad
Not
memory in
useful.
my life.
Oh.
Bad memory. Now I want to go church again. Like, was this someone's wedding? So I stay the same as last time.
I'm going to say the Great Wall of China.
Is this a review of my ex David's apartment? Is that?
No, I'm sorry.
Did you write it after all that?
I better have. Is he with someone else now?
Oh, that would be for next time. The game. We have to write the reviews.
No, I have lovely memories of David. Everything went well. I really screwed that up. I wasn't ready to commit.
Man, I'm sorry. This took a turn.
So, okay, let's see. A bad memory in my life. Why don't I go with dun, 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 dun. I don't know.
take us
Navy
through
Pier
it.
in Chicago.
Oh, that's pretty close. It is actually the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh!
Similar.
boy.
Yes, you got a pier and a wall.
People
Those
kill
are-
themselves there. I don't know if that's necessarily.
Oh, that was very sad
This
one
guy
time I
didn't though.
went.
He wrote a review, so this guy did.
Yeah, he's
made
fine.
it.
Yeah, it's sad there. Was that? Oh wait, we have one more.
Oh,
The final. Okay, what are our points?
I think TJ's winning.
Sure, I'll take it.
feels
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
For the points
With
we
no
remember to
correct
give,
guesses.
TJ.
Yeah, with a score of 0, TJ is winning.
Yeah, let's get this one.
Yeah.
Send us the waves.
All right. If you can't see me, I'm staring deeply into everyone's eyes, telling them the answer. All right. 1 star, 2 weeks ago. Not useful to anyone, no likes. Too high, I couldn't breathe, and made me gassy. 2 spelled T-O.
Now, I
Empire
wonder
State Building.
if it was too high in the air or if they were too high when they were there. They smoked too much of that loud, you know what I mean? They hit that ganja.
I did think it was that at first, but now so clearly it is the height.
After it being
Damn.
said out loud.
I've lived in California too long.
Empire State Building. Go with a tall building.
Too high.
Too high.
Mount Kilimanjaro.
The IAC building. Or I'm
wrote
too
this
high
one
right
too?
now. Thanks for having me, IAC.
All right.
They're our parent company.
The C stands for cannabis.
Lauren,
I may not have should have said that.
who was right?
Oh,
Who
I'm in.
got it exactly right?
I'm going to say you were the closest, Jess. It's Machu Picchu.
Ooh!
What are you going to Machu Picchu for if you don't want to be high up in the air? I hate that.
It was just too high. It was higher than I thought. I knew it would be climbing, but come on.
Man,
Just shave a
K2
little
was
off
kind of
the top.
overkill.
Just shave off a little
Does
bit.
altitude make you gassy?
I feel like everything makes me gassy.
Does altitude make you
Specifically
gassy?
me, no.
Oh, wait. Yes, it does. When you are in a plane, you are gassy.
Yeah.
Everyone is farting into those flight chairs.
That's true.
wasn't
Is that
sure.
just because you're in a
That's
contained
true.
area?
That's because you're in a contained area and you can fart anonymously.
No, I
tube.
think it's the altitude.
I would say it's the opposite. Like if I fart on a plane, I can't walk away from it. I'm sitting there and it's just
You
being
gotta-
held.
Yeah.
Well,
Keep
nobody's
it
using
in-
the bathrooms too. Like you don't
Yeah,
wanna get
you're
up,
holding
you
in
don't wanna
your-
go over anyone. I feel like that's going to lead to more farts.
More than the altitude. I think it's pushing on your body and it's pushing out the gas.
The pressure's less, isn't it? I guess it's a pressurized
Pressurized.
cabin.
Pressurized, so it should-
That's probably good.
Moving on.
I'm glad this got
That's
an
settled.
actual tangent.
Speaking of farts, Grant, don't you have a fart of a sketch
I
that
do.
never got made
Yeah, I
that we
have a
should give a look at? So every podcast we read one sketch that we've written. We write tons of sketches. For all the ones we write, you see a very small amount of them. And this is one that Grant wrote that never saw the light of day. Would you like to give us a little interlude?
Yeah, this is one that I wrote that actually I'm glad TJ's here for because this would have been a real heavy TJ piece.
Thank you for shutting it down.
This is a sketch I wrote. You really have to be familiar with the movie The King of Kong, which might be a reason we didn't make it.
Never
but
heard of it.
It's a
Is
great.
it a King Kong movie?
It's a documentary about people playing King Kong.
Donkey Kong.
I'm sorry. Yes, Donkey Kong.
Oh my god!
Oh, he got revoked though. He's no longer the leader.
Really?
They took it away from him. I forgot why.
Ooh, we need a sequel. That's a great movie.
I'm pretty sure that he's no longer the dude.
I can say without slander that The King of Kong is an excellent film, as I've written a parody of it, basically, for my sketch comedy job. So let's see. I'll read stage. Lauren, would you read Katie?
Sure.
TJ, would you read Zach? This was written
Sure.
when Zach Oyama was still on staff. And Jess, would you read Trap?
Sure.
I believe those are the only three people. I will pick it up if there's anything that we need. The Tinder Game by Grant O'Brien. Interior office day. Zach and Katie are talking in hushed tones.
I still don't understand Trap's motive for killing Pat.
He wanted to be head writer.
Behead writer? Like behead? Like beheading since he killed Pat?
Oof, Jesus, Katie.
On the other side of the office, Trap, or one of the new cast members, is giving people a heads up about Grant. He approaches several different groups and tells them,
No matches in your area coming up. Grant's got a no matches scream coming if you want to watch. Grant's playing Tinder, guys.
as Trap lets the group know, they rush off to watch.
Ooh, let's go.
He leads them to the common area where a small crowd is gathering around Grant. He's on his phone swiping. He never takes his eyes off the screen. He wears a wrist guard.
What are we watching?
Grant's playing Tinder. He's the best I've ever seen.
We see Grant's screen. He's swiping really quickly, barely even linking the pictures.
Oh, look how fast he's going.
How can he even tell what he's looking at?
Practice. He can sense if people will be cool with fucking twice and never talking again.
A video gamer seated next to Grant, it gives him a big sip of a gulp of. Gives him a. A video gamer seated next to Grant gives him a sip of a big gulp of Mountain Dew. He gets a match. There's a collective ooh from the crowd.
Ooh.
Grant considers what to do for a moment, then clicks keep playing. There's a small smattering of applause.
Great strategy. He doesn't want to match a message right away. It comes off desperate.
Cool.
Is it? I don't get it. Is there a right and wrong way to Tinder?
There is if you want to win.
What does it mean to win at Tinder?
Wiener and puss.
Grant bites into a Twizzler and gets another match. Then another match.
It looks like he's going to strike.
Streak?
Oh, streak! Strike! They group people we've swiped right on you together, so you get a bunch of matches in a row.
Cool.
Is it?
There's a lot going on during a streak, so you have to choose who to talk to carefully.
Grant clicks into a profile of a match.
Now he's going to start recon. First, he does a deep dive into the pictures. Is there good variety? Do their friends look boring? If there's a guy, does he ever have a stupid beard?
Grant clicks on the Instagram link.
Now, if the profile links to Instagram, he looks for terrible spots like too many hashtags or memes.
There are none of these. There are none of those on this profile. Grant sends a message reading, "Hey, how's your Tuesday so far?"
Ah, the Romanoff opening.
The Romanoff Gambit?
Whoops, my mistake. Bad writing on my part.
There are different philosophies on how to start conversations. You could get specific about something for the pictures or profile, but he likes to open soft.
Yeah, slow play it.
Exactly. Open with a question, but an innocuous one. Let them dictate the terms of the conversation.
Cool.
Is it?
Grant drinks a something from a brand that I'm not going to say right now. He gets a response to his message. So far, so good. You? The crowd is worried.
Oof. This is the danger of slow playing. You get a response that you can't do anything with.
Oh, what's he gonna do?
Why do you both care so much?
It's always fun to watch video games.
But this isn't.
The crowd cheers a bit. Grant has responded, "Good, thanks. I'm eating some pretty killer hummus."
Wow. Brilliant. He brought up something that everyone likes, but that seems niche. She'll have a big response.
The response comes, "OMG, I love hummus. What kind?"
But he's not eating hummus.
Yeah, Katie, it's a lie. It's okay to lie to strangers.
Awful.
Grant responds, "Supremely spicy hummus. I know what I'm doing."
Oh, he sounds so dangerous.
Cool.
It definitely isn't.
Music. Pinball wizard parody.
Oh, my.
He's a Tinder wizard, he's gonna get laid. He'd flirt in real life, but that makes him afraid. Grant gets a message from someone else. "How are you?" He responds, "Good, thanks. I'm eating some pretty killer hummus." Applause. He swipes through one more person and gets no more matches. Gets a no more matches in your area screen. Everyone but Katie cheers and goes back to work.
Woo, yeah! Woohoo!
Oh, behead. Ha!
Fiend.
And this is a sketch that we will not make.
Why?
It was great. It wasn't a part of a sketch. It was a fun time. Why do
Yeah.
you think we're not making it?
I don't know. I think that's a good sketch. I can't, you ordinarily like a trap or a Reika's on this sketch to tell us why we're not making something, but I don't know. I think that thing's gold.
This room greenlights it.
That's right. We gotta
We'll let everybody know.
Lisa.
Greenlit.
Good. We got a green
We
light
got
from
the
Lisa.
okay.
I wrote this. Trap commented once. I was on set on Tinder, and Trap commented like, "You're going so fast," because you gotta tell pretty quickly. Like if something doesn't pique your interest right away, you swipe left, and if it does, you explore a little bit. Tinder's great fun. Tinder's. I know.
met my fiance right before Tinder became a thing, so I truly sometimes just don't. I feel sad that I'm not a part of it sometimes because it's such a cultural thing. Everybody knows it, and I don't understand how it works. I mean, I vaguely understand how it works.
I missed the whole thing. I've had Tinder on my phone for like 30 minutes for a sketch for the Shining sketches. That Tinder was like a big part, and
Yeah.
I didn't know what it looked like. Similarly, I've been in a relationship since like right before Tinder.
Yeah.
So when I see friends doing it, I'm always like, it does seem fast though. Maybe Trap also missed. Him and Laura have been together.
Yes, yeah. Trap has been with his wife now since before Tinder.
I too am in a long-term relationship and cannot relate.
I've got to tell you guys. Listen, no, I got to tell you, we're living in the golden age of dating. This is a wonderful time to be single. You can meet all different kinds of people in many, many more ways. Certainly, there are problems with online dating, though I would say that most of those are societal problems that are merely exposed by online dating, not necessarily caused by online dating.
Yeah.
It's a joy. It's so much fun.
I think that's true. I know so many people who are in happy relationships that met online. The majority of people, once that all started. Yeah, that's how you meet
I think that's
people.
how everyone meets now.
It's what's so nice about it is it's like a space where it's like we're all here to meet a person to date. Like, if you're out at a bar or something, it's like, do I want to bother someone? Do I want to walk up and get rejected in front of people? Are they just out for the night? Are they not looking to get hit on?
I do think there's a culture of, I was on like Plenty of Fish and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not just none of the apps, but I think there is a culture of people who just broke up with somebody and they're on there just like, I just have to do something right now, but aren't ready. I feel like was a lot of people, myself included as well.
Some prime targets.
Yeah.
Tremendous. That's great.
Tremendous.
That's good. Yeah. Then I won't get, then I won't start dating. I have a Peter Pan complex, you see. I'm going to be a little boy forever. And it's really wonderful. It's a wonderful time to do that in human history, is to, have Arrested Development.
Oh, I think for men, it's been all of history that you guys get to enjoy.
We get to enjoy ourselves till we die. It's great.
Have at it.
I feel that. I skipped being 27 by accident. That I thought I was 26 for 2 years, and now
what do you think was supposed
I'm about
to happen?
to turn 28. I don't know.
What the fuck are you talking about? you forgot you were 27?
Yeah, we had like a team building thing here, and we had like a thing where to like add up people's ages and stuff. And I just slipped through 26. I thought that I was. I honestly was. I wasn't lying.
I get
on
it.
purpose.
The older I get, it truly is hard to remember my birthday. They all kind of become one.
Yeah, I should start throwing myself
Grant's
birthdays.
friend is having birthday parties.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's probably why.
I wasn't allowed. Well, that's bizarre. That's I
Lot to unpack.
Yeah, that's boy, oh boy.
Later this month, I'll turn 28 though.
Happy birthday.
I'll let you guys know when it happens.
That sounds great.
If it happens.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
Where are we going, Ritz?
I don't know. You said not to get to know you personally, so
That's true. I'm bad news.
Ritz.
All right, I'm there.
I'm going to the Ritz. All right.
I'll crash the party over there.
Now it's time to answer some fan questions you guys wrote on our Discord, and we would love to answer these questions.
I'll fill time.
Thank you.
Sure.
That was done professionally.
I do want to compliment your Pinball Wizard parody singing. That was wonderful.
I
did
love
like that.
The Who so much. I love The Who. I love Tommy.
I was just going to say, Tommy is such a great film album.
I understudied the guy who originated the role of Tommy on Broadway in a show. This guy, Michael Service, who's this fucking great actor. If anyone is into musical theater or just good singing and acting, look up Michael Service.
I didn't know who that was. He in Rent? Or am I thinking of someone
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't believe so. He was in Sweeney Todd with Patti LuPone. He was in Assassins, which is one of my favorite musicals.
Oh, that's a great one,
He's
too.
a fucking mensch of a man, and he's a wonderful actor. I was in a musical with him.
Oh, wow.
Sing on the album.
Let's hear a little.
I don't think
Let's
I'm
hear
allowed.
As much as we can legally.
I don't think I'm allowed at all.
A
Don't
note.
use words and change the notes.
Yeah.
All right, here is our first fan question. Does everyone at College Humor come from a strictly comedy background? From Brown Coat B.
I do, but I imagine the two of you do not.
Not at all.
Not necessarily. I mean, I've worked here a lot over the past 5 years, so certainly this place is a part of my background, but I've also done like a lot of food stuff.
How'd you get started in producing?
I was actually a theater major in college.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And while I was in college, sort of switched to production management and nonprofit work. And so I was doing a lot of stuff with theater companies and also just with other nonprofits that were sort of like education based or focused more on social justice and disparity in terms of education access, stuff like that. And then a lot of my friends were moving to Los Angeles, and I was going to stay on the East Coast, and I sort of applied to a nonprofit thing like on a whim, and they were like, yes, we think you're great. Can you be here within the week? And I was like, no, I can't. Certainly not going to do that. But then that was like, okay, if you move there, you'll find a job. You're going to find a job if you move to LA. And then just sort of fell into actually doing production work and, start PAing and go up that ladder. And that's how I...
Good for you. That's ballsy and confident.
That's cool.
I didn't move anywhere for so long because I was like, I'll never get a job in anything.
It's a risky mindset. I'll just move to LA and I'll get a job.
did it.
And you did it. That's cool. I like that people at our company, I think it's helpful, I think clearly all the writers come from a comedy background, but like outside of it, I think sometimes it is helpful when people have comedy experience because you can talk to them, it's kind of like a language that you both understand and things that you're trying to hit. But I also like that when people don't have that, because sometimes it can become like comedy, and it's so like in that world that you're not thinking like if you're trying to do a parody of something, what it needs to look like the thing that you're trying to parody, or if you're like you need a little bit of outside things as well. Otherwise, it just kind of becomes it's like what is that? The snake eating its own tail.
Yeah, I agree. I think that most people that work here are funny, but not necessarily coming out of like the comedy. We're like, hey, yeah, because how did you start in VFX?
Well, I started as an editor originally. That I went to school for. Well, I guess we didn't have like a proper film program. I went to school at the University of Florida. I did from there on graduation day, I drove back to my hometown, sold my car, and then moved to New York the day after that. And then
everyone has crazy stories of what they did.
Yeah.
I went home and lived in my parents' house and answered calls about bed bugs.
I'm sorry.
Damn. I'm sorry.
But I was an intern originally, and then it was like a really tiny company, so we were making like some tech shows and stuff that required a lot of graphics and animation and stuff. So through there, I was like such a new hire for the company being made that I was able to like raise up pretty quick there. And then so editing turned into also picking up wearing the hat of doing the motion graphics. So then after working with there for a couple of years, that company moved me to LA, and then that didn't last too much longer after that. But that was like, I was fortunate to go from like student to editor, or student, intern, editor, animator, visual effects artist through only like 2 jobs.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then like a year of freelance in between, but that was like editing for web, what I could get just because it's a little competitive.
I think what stops people from doing what they want to do too is they think they don't have like enough experience or don't know enough, but you learn so much during your job too.
Absolutely.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Especially in the general like sphere of the industry we're in. At the lower level, it's all so broad, and so if you just like have a drive to do something and you want to learn, you can quickly identify people that are going to help you gain those skills on the job. At least that's how I feel.
Totally. Especially in like the creative industry or entertainment, like there's so many tiers of quality in which content is being made that if you were to want to do visual effects or if you wanted to edit or write, there you kind of just start in like a little bit of a lower tier, doing things for web or doing things maybe for free even, or doing things with your friends, and which is like so easy to like, you get good at it and then you kind of go up the next tier and then you still learn a shitload and a shitload more, and until there's so much shit, it levels you back down.
Until I was wrong.
In shit. Lovely. Next question from Zeweezer. The podcasters sometimes differentiate between College Humor and Dropout. I'm interested in what the difference is between these companies structurally and how that manifests in the day-to-day.
Yeah, let's hear about some corporate structure.
Corporate structure.
So Dropout is the subscription service. When you subscribe to Dropout, you're getting College Humor content, but you're also getting access to the larger shows. Troopers, as we've mentioned, the super secret project that we're working on right now that is awesome and our biggest thing yet. All of those projects, those larger scale projects, are Dropout projects. The sketches are College Humor. The College Humor that you've known and loved from the internet for those many years. That's not going anywhere, but Dropout gives us an opportunity to make larger stuff. So if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it as a podcast, you're a fucking cheapskate.
Yeah.
Pony up a little bit, asshole, and see
It's
some
not
good
that
shit.
expensive.
And I think, all of the cast at this point now has their foot in some type of Dropout project. So we kind of are both in College Humor and Dropout. There's some freelancers that we bring on to work on, like this project that TJ was talking about earlier, that are just working on that I almost said the name of the show. Just working on that show. So
Just call it
Yelp. So they are technically under the more of the Dropout umbrella than like College Humor. There's some people who come in and just film our sketches, and then they would be under the College Humor umbrella. So that's kind of the difference. But it's all in the same office. It's all kind of the same thing too. It's one of those things. Any other thoughts on the differences?
Dropout also has content from like Drawfee and from Dorkly, like the other brands that are associated with College Humor, but aren't College Humor. It's a home for all of us. So it is just the larger tier stuff is what's referred to as Dropout content.
Yeah,
and it's getting stuff sooner too. So.
Yeah. You can see the College Humor sketches early.
Yeah.
You can hang out with us in the Discord. Get Dropout. Come on.
Next
You're a good
question.
salesman.
Yeah.
Looking
Fuck
back,
you, asshole. Get
is
Dropout.
there anything you would change about a sketch or project you wrote or made? Noah R. S-bit. I don't know what that means.
So many.
I know, yeah. I feel like, well, the thing about sketches here is there's such a quick turnaround. So on Monday, we pitch the ideas, and they're picked. You write them up for Thursday. You get notes in the room when we read it aloud. And then it's due Monday, right? And then so it's not like, okay, we have, I mean, if you really feel like you want a second read through of it, of course you could. But it's pretty much expected, like, we kind of read it once, you get some notes, and then it goes. And either we do it or we don't do it. And even with working for Maud at UCB, we'd have like a whole month to write these sketches, and that felt fast. But this is way faster.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's so many times, even as we're filming it, where I'm like, God, I want to change this. Could we say this line? Could we say that line? And then you see the cuts, and you're like, oh, I wish we got this. Or, oh, why did I write this like that? Like, I just think always feeling constantly like things, not that things feel unfinished, but things could always be getting better. And I think all you can do is take those notes and thoughts to the next thing that you make and hope that it applies to something else, and just hope that your stuff gets better and better.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like the speed. I actually really like of like the quick turnarounds, because there's a lot of opportunity to make stuff, and and having a long time doesn't necessarily make things better. It just makes things different sometimes.
Yeah.
There is a sketch that famously got taken down from YouTube that Mike Trapp wrote about dating a fast food sandwich, and at the end I fuck a hoagie.
Oh no, that got taken down.
And that got
It's
it got
too
taken down.
pornographic.
And I don't wish I'd changed that, but so I guess this is a bad answer to the question. But if I had fucked that
I
sandwich,
guess I wish I fucked 2 sandwiches.
yeah, I fucked it too graphically, and I felt bad because that was a sketch that Trapp wrote and Zach was in. Although Trapp wrote that moment, so really this is Trapp's fault. I just did what I was told.
Grant fucked a lot of food in 2017.
Yeah, I
in the
really
College Humor universe.
I took care of business with some snacks.
TJ, Lauren.
I guess. I mean, same like to repeat the same sentiment. Like, we are in like a pretty tight time crunch. So like on a lot of the sketches, I know a lot of it gets written without maybe like a full understanding of like what it's going to be on post production. So like when there's like specifically like the sketch with like, is this sketch branded? Like there's like a 3D car that drives in and blinks lights and stuff, and it was like super hectic then. So like it ended up going through with like an error on my end. So like there's little things like that, or like
now some of that's the speed. A lot of that though is just I'm dumb and don't know how production really works. So
is that something that only you noticed? Because that was a sketch that was very well received, and I don't remember reading or hearing anything about this until right now.
There's a 4 or 5 people in the comments section who noticed. So those
Damn,
obviously
we read it and it sticks with us.
Those are the only comments I remember. I mean,
Of
obviously,
course.
like
because they hit the thing that you noticed and felt. Anytime I
Totally.
read one where people are writing, shit on something that I wrote, and if it is the thing that I too was like, damn, I wish I did change that about it, and then it's like, well, fuck, what you gonna do?
Yeah. And a lot of the times they are like the things I would change are the ones that are well received, just because they're the ones that require the most work.
Yeah.
Like the Katie's Minority Report computer, it was so rushed. I didn't have time to spend 3 days designing an entire interface for these 1,000 things that are called out in the script. So it's I had to simplify it greatly, and then it looks pretty. I mean,
looks great
for a 5-minute sketch.
I think it looks
good,
great.
but I like to be able to design the elements. I like to be able to like treat every project like a full project that I was like hired specifically for that, to treat everything like a like the company's my client, to be able to like give options and stuff. And just so many times it's like, whew, we gotta get this fast.
TJ just did a great job on sleeping over at somebody's house for the first time, which will probably be out by the time you hear this. Check that out.
That is a sketch. I did not sleep over at someone's house.
I did.
Lauren, any thoughts?
I would say if I could change something about a project I work on, I would release the project that we worked on that had us traveling all over the place.
It's a great project.
Set it free.
It's never going to see the light of day.
Probably will never see the light of day, but
we traveled across America. We made a big thing. I think it's going to be good,
cool
but
stuff.
here we are.
Particularly in that we're speaking of a branded thing, there are a lot of things that end up, you put so much time and energy in these emails back and forth. How do we do this little thing, that little thing, figure this out? You go, you film it, you make it, and then they go, we're going with a whole new direction. We don't even need to show that. And it's like, it was still, even if it's not your baby, it's not the story that you two probably wanted or, deep within your heart wanted to tell. It's your time and energy, and you did the best you could. And it's like, it sucks.
yeah, and people have, really conflicted opinions on branded content. I've done a lot of it, so I personally like it because it's how the people that you like to watch are making money and supporting themselves.
Yeah.
But
I'm really proud of a lot of the stuff that we've made for brands. I think we've done some really cool stuff.
Really good stuff. I mean, it's still, written by our team. It's stuff
we have a great team of branded content writers right now. Luke and Janie, Bartlett, Rebecca, you're all noticed.
Fun and so talented. So I love a lot of all of our branded content, and it was a unique one in that all of the different pieces that were coming together were so out there that it was very different from anything we'd created before. And I kind of felt like it would get a positive response
I thought so
just
too.
because of how crazy and over the top it was, and it was such a unique thing for us.
The company that we made it for, the product doesn't exist any longer. The product is gone. That's what happened with it. The product vanished very shortly after we made the thing.
So we can't release it in any way. It was very integral, but just like one of those things where went into the
Well, file that one away with the Ark of the Covenant.
yeah.
Well, speaking of, it's time for us to vanish. It's the end of the podcast. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank you for having us, Jess.
Yeah,
This is a pleasure.
This is my house. So if you guys want to stay, everybody take your pants off. We'll just chill out, watch some TV.
You have some expensive microphones in your house.
I do, yeah. Well, I treat myself. Thank you so much for listening, for watching. If you had a good time on this or anything, hop in that Discord. We love talking to you guys. Have a great day.
You got to get Dropout to get on Discord.
That's
You do
right.
have
Get
to get
Dropout, you cheap
Dropout to
motherfuckers.
Okay, all right.
You can skip 2
We
cups
don't
of
know
coffee this
everyone's
month.
financial. I mean, maybe, could they share it with someone? I don't know.
No.
I
Oh,
don't
That's a good idea. Let's see.
Hi, I'm Jess. If you like that, subscribe to Dropout, where you can become a part of the exclusive Dropout Discord. I can even tell you my secret for solving one of these. Just take this. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey-o! Genius! All right. Who's the smarty pants now?